Time for a jam-packed Chicago Bears Now episode for you guys. My name is Harrison Graham. The Bears have claimed 2 players off of the waiver wire. We will tell you about those guys in a moment. I also explore possible cut/IR candidates because they will have to make 2 corresponding moves to get these 2 guys on the 53. A couple early practice squad signings are in as well. We have jersey number news, and I hit on the Adam Thielen trade toward the end of the video. So a lot to discuss, but listen, our Giants Now host, Marshall Green, good friend of mine, was kind of, beating his chest a little bit this morning. Said, Giants has picked up 1,400 subs in the last week. And I looked it up, checked out his channel analytics. He is not lying. He's been cooking over there, and good for him. I just want to know, Bears fans are the realest fans out there. Can we top that over the next 7 days? I think you guys got it in you. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Let's be the standard here at Chat Sports. Okay, welcome back to Jaylon Jones, who, along with Josh Blackwell, came onto this football team as UDFA corners/special teams aces in 2022. Spent 3 years here. The Bears signed Blackwell to a 2-year extension, let Jaylon Jones walk. He ends up with Arizona and got cut there, and now the Bears have brought him back to the 53-man roster. He, of course, is a special teams ace, was one of the better special teamers on this team over the last few years. And versatile backup CB, can play outside. I think could play nickel in a pinch, but I do think he's more of an outside corner. But this guy racked up a lot of numbers here. I mean, he had 85 tackles in 41 games with the Bears, 4 breakups, did play a decent amount in the secondary, especially those first couple of years when the roster wasn't as good. Has a forced fumble and a tackle for loss. So he's got a decent amount of experience. I was relatively surprised when the Bears did not bring him back in free agency this year. So I'm glad to see him back. And look, I think it makes sense just from a roster construction standpoint too, because Jaylon Johnson's banged up. His status for week 1 is still somewhat in doubt. Kyler Gordon, we're hoping, is back week 1. He's been slowly making his way back. I think he will be, but Josh Blackwell's been nicked up. Obviously, Zay Frazier is on the NFI list. So they had to shut him down for the year, but they needed that depth with the injuries in the secondary, and he just provides value on special teams. He's got versatility. I know Richard Hightower's a fan, so glad to have Jaylon Jones back in the fold. Also, the Bears have signed a DA connection. DA meaning, of course, Dennis Allen. DeMarco Jackson has been claimed off waivers after the Saints cut him yesterday. He was a 5th-round pick in 2022, so a Dennis Allen draft pick there in New Orleans as well, so he is familiar with him. Now, his primary role in New Orleans has been as a special teamer. He's played, relatively small number of snaps on defense as a linebacker, but he'll know the scheme. He can help on special teams. Remember, Eamon Ogbongbemiga was placed on short-term IR, so he could kind of serve in that role, be that like LB5 special teams player type of guy. So understand that addition as well. They probably needed a linebacker, and remember, TJ Edwards, Tremaine Edmonds, a little banged up. Edmonds missed the final preseason game, and TJ Edwards left practice yesterday, so hopefully those aren't serious deals, but they needed some linebacker depth regardless. Which claim is better? Which one do you like more? Type JJ for Jaylon Jones or DJ for DeMarco Jackson? I'll go with the guy I know in Jaylon Jones, but I think there's logic to both of these. Courtney Cronin, I thought, made some good points here. She mentions the claims, but a couple notes here I wanted to hit on that I've kind of alluded to. She said the need for CB depth has been well documented, given they don't have Terrell Smith. Didn't mention him either. Out for the year, Zay Frazier, as they're thin behind the starters, and of course 2 of your 3 starters are banged up. At linebacker, Eamon O on short-term IR. He'll miss the first 4 weeks. Also, she mentions keep an eye on TJ Edwards, who left practice early yesterday. They do practice today, so we'll see if there is an update of any kind of sort, or if he's out there practicing, he's fine. But if not, that's going to be something to monitor leading up to the first injury report next week. So let's kind of explore now what moves are coming. I think teams have until 4 Eastern to kind of respond like, oh, we got these claims. Now you got 3 hours, whatever it is, until you now have to cut/put 2 players on short-term IR, whatever decision is made there. I think there's 3 cut candidates. Carl Jones Jr., Depending on the linebacker health, I mean, if TJ's banged up, then you probably wouldn't cut him. But if they just think Jackson's a better fit, then maybe Jones gets cut and could be a practice squad guy. Nick McLeod, bringing back Jaylon Jones. If they feel he's a better overall fit, maybe he would get cut. And then Jade Walker, hope it doesn't happen, but you do have 6 healthy receivers, so you could cut him, go down to 5 to make room for one of these spots. A couple short-term IR candidates. I think Austin Booker, because remember, you can only do 2 initially to avoid waivers, so sometimes you see teams that add more after that initial waiver claim comes through. So Booker, who Ben Johnson said will be out a few weeks, you would think his week 1 status at least is in doubt. Beyond that, I'm not sure. Roschon Johnson, Ryan Poles seemed to think that these other running backs are trending toward being healthy, and they didn't claim a running back. So that one would be a little bit surprising, but he's been out for a few weeks. And then Josh Blackwell's been banged up, I think, with a shoulder problem the last few weeks. So maybe 1 or 2 of those guys will go on short-term IR. My guess is some combination of those 3 cut candidates and those 3 short-term IR candidates. They'll make 2 of those moves to make spots for these 2 guys. I guess T.J. Edwards and Dominique Robinson, who left practice yesterday, if one of those injuries is serious enough, they could go on IR, but we'll have to wait and see. Brad Biggs does add here that DeMarco Jackson likely sign special teams, yada, yada. But this last note, worth wondering if one spot for Jackson and Jaylon Jones is created by an IR move. So keep an eye on that. Could see someone go on short-term IR, which would knock them out for the first 4 weeks of the season. All right, plenty more to come, including practice squad signings that have taken place so far. But do want to tell you guys about today's sponsor, PrizePicks. Daily fantasy made easy all football season long. Football is back, and I am fired up about it. The real opening weekend of college football is here. Big boys will get going soon as well. 8 days away from that thing kicking off. It's very easy to play PrizePicks, as you just pick more or less on stat projections on 2 to 6 player lineups. If you get your lineup right, you can win up to 2,000 times your money. All eyes are on Texas, Ohio State, and I love Arch Manning to reach the end zone on a rushing score, so I'm taking more than half, a rushing/receiving touchdown. That's a demon pick, which boosts the payout if it hits. I paired it with Garrett Nussmeier, less than 279.5 passing yards against Clemson. That's a tough matchup for LSU's offense. So $20 entry to win 90. Normally it would be 20 to win 60, but get the little boost with the demon pick with Arch Manning. Check out PrizePicks today. Download the PrizePicks app right now. Use code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code CLNS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, run your game. It's prizepicks.com/CLNS. Okay, as of filming, and I'll check my phone before we sign off, but the Bears have signed 2 players to the practice squad. They've got 16 slots, so plenty of room to add more, which they're working through right now. Not seeing anything new at this moment, but the 2 that are in, J.P. Richardson, which was reported yesterday, if he cleared, the expectation was he would be back. And then Tanoh Kpassagnon is expected to be back here as well. I don't know if that one's technically official, but yesterday it sounded like that would be the case, and Brad Biggs doubles down on that here today. And I'll take it a step further. With Austin Booker banged up, I think his week 1 status is in doubt. I could see Kpassagnon being a game day elevation for week 1. I could see, because remember, guys in the practice squad get 3 elevations, so I could see them going that route with him. We'll see if that ends up being the case, but he knows the system. He spent all training camp here, was with Dennis Allen the last few years, so he could be a guy that not only is active week 1, but plays a decent amount of snaps. This news surprised me. Joel Wilson, who cleared waivers, you would think he would just sign back with the Bears practice squad. It was reported they wanted him back. He's going to the Titans, it sounds like. So that's a little disappointing. I don't know if they're opting for another tight end. They definitely need at least 1, if not 2, on the practice squad. We'll see what happens with Steven Carlson, but they only have 3 active on or 3 tight ends on the 53-man roster, and we know they're going to run a lot of 12 personnel, so you need at least a 4th guy in the mix if an injury pops up. So we will monitor that situation as they continue to build out this practice squad. Who else do you want on the Bears practice squad? Is there someone out there that didn't get claimed that catches your attention? Drop some names down in the comment section below. Some number news. 87 was growing on me, but Luther Burden is shifting to number 13. Jade Walker is going to wear number 10. He was wearing 20 during training camp. Kyle Kyle Monangai and Nashawn Wright were both wearing 25. Monangai will stick with 25. Wright will shift to number 26. But Luther Burden is the one that everyone was waiting for. So as soon as we get clearance on Luther Burden jerseys, if you guys want to get those, we'll post a link for you guys, and you can rock the Burden number 13s. Like I said, 87 was growing on me, but 13's a good receiver number. I saw someone, that's a superstitious Bears number, like he's not going to fail or thrive because of a jersey number. But I liked 87 too, but I do like 13. I think it's a good receiver number, so I'm fine with that. And his whole branding is LB3. We know 3 is retired, so 13 is probably the next best thing for Luther Burden. Okay, lastly, just want to hit on this real quick. Adam Thielen was traded back to the Vikings earlier today. Panthers got a 4th and a 5th, so a fairly steep price for Minnesota, who did get a 5th and a conditional 7th back. But while the Bears are going to dodge Jordan Addison week 1 due to that suspension, we will see Adam Thielen, and he knows that offense. He's trained with J.J. McCarthy the past couple of off seasons, so it should be Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen ready to rock for Minnesota. We'll see if Jaylon Johnson's ready to go. That'll be important for the Bears to have him out there, as the opener is 12 days away. We're getting very, very close. So, Thielen, we'll see you at Soldier Field, buddy. All right, that's going to do it for Chicago Bears now. Last check on the old social, not seeing any new practice squad signings. We will be back for another video later today, so more practice squad signings, corresponding roster moves to make room for DeMarco Jackson and Jaylon Jones. All that news that is expected to fly in, we will pass it along to you. So subscribe and bear down.